time to come back to the Triumph Tiger 800. I've done about 16,000 kilometres on this baby, and been having a bit of seepage around the front forks. Just not quite sure what it is that's going on there, but I've cleaned up under the forks with some plastic and around the seals. Yeah, I got a sheepskin seat not long after I bought this bike because I found it just added a little extra comfort for adventure riding. Yeah, let's have a look. We'll see how it starts. Okay, so are we in neutral? Yeah, green light on. Neutral. Thought I'd yeah, just see if we can start her up. So that means pull the clutch. ABS blinking. Well, this Triumph Tiger, I think I'm reasonably happy with it. I've found the service costs are quite high, so I've been doing most of the servicing myself. Yeah, changed the filter, or actually took the filter out. Quite a big job to take the air filter out. Everything has to come off the front here. Yeah, so I spent probably at least an hour anyway pulling the front section off, and then I had to lift the tank off. Quite a big job. You have to drain the tank or run it down before you do it. Bit of a distraction. Just yeah, thinking about the pros and cons. The latest Triumph Tiger 800, of course, accessibility is a bit easier because they've reduced the number of screws and got a different kind of locking clipping in system for the bits of plastic that are wrapped around it. I put on a set of engine crash bars, or for basically if the bike fell over it would have a bit more protection. Added a bit of weight to it, but it's got 97 horse power. I've done a set of tyres in after 16,000k. The chain seems to be okay. Yeah, so change the oil about 3 or 4 times. Change the oil a lot, actually. Figure it's probably worth doing that. And I run semi-synthetic. Maybe I should have put full synthetic in, but yeah. So Triumph recommends semi-synthetic. Castrol I've been using. Yep, been using Castrol. And yes, as I said, about not quite 15,000k out of the front and back tyre. Had to do the back brake pads. For some reason they wore down really quickly. Might have been me resting my foot on the back brake. Can happen, especially when you're wearing riding boots. You don't feel much with your feet, whereas I actually prefer to wear lighter boots, but then you're trading off not getting the protection that adventure boots afford you. Yeah, so anyway, in the background there, of course, the Austin 10, but there's the Triumph for what it's worth. Yeah, so it's been quite comfortable. Of course, I'm getting a bit older, and so I find a bit of a struggle with this rack carrier, should I say, pack carrier, with my legs getting over onto the seat, or I can stand on the foot rests, and although that then puts extra weight on the little side stand. Yeah, so the latest Tiger has a full stand with it, centre stand. Price has come up a bit. All the extra bits and pieces, and also they're quite up to their ability to carry accessories with heavy charging, a bigger generator or alternator to charge for accessories. I haven't actually required any of that, and this is not a full off-roader, of course, but it'll go down most gravel roads, and if I get into rough territory, I just slow up a lot, ride a lot more slowly and carefully, so as that the rims of the wheels don't get bashed about too much. Yeah, they seem to be okay. So yeah, there it is, my Tiger 800. And I guess the next thing is decide, do I keep it or shall I move on? Of course, there's always the depreciating losses to carry and so forth, and so owning motorcycles is not cheap. Maintaining them is not cheap if you're taking them to the agents, especially Triumphs anyway. Yeah, so there is a kind of yearning in me to be able to do simple maintenance myself and to reduce the running costs. I've always been interested in economy. I like, paying a reasonable price for a vehicle, but then I don't want to be paying too much extra after that. So, yeah, so there's all sorts of balancing that one has to consider, trade-offs and so forth. Of course, the good thing about cars is they don't require as much maintenance as motorcycles. Motorcycles are expensive to run. That's all there is to it. Hey, there's my little Toyota Ractus, and I have to say, you really need a reliable car as well. So there you are. And Toyota's proved to be quite reliable. It's a little Toyota there that belongs to my partner, and of course the Austin 10, and the very trusty and cheap to run bicycle. Yeah, proved to be probably one of the best investments I've made, is owning a bicycle with disc brakes, of course, because disc brakes just make so much difference when you're out in wet weather and so forth, and good quality front shocks. Hard tail at the back, but slightly raised handlebars. Yeah. Okay, so that's over and out. That's Brian, and it's my first crossover bike. I've still got it, and just having a bit of repair work done on it.